Welcome to episode 3 of Southern Clique Confessions.
We made it, guys.
3 weeks in. God,
Feels like forever ago.
I feel like we're like somewhat successful with this. Well, we're getting what we need to get accomplished, I guess.
I can't believe we actually did it, you know?
know.
We've been talking about doing a podcast for so long, at least 6 months.
Yeah, and then like I bought microphones and then I returned microphones because
Yeah, that
I
was
couldn't
weird.
figure them out.
Running
Yeah, it's
microphones,
just-
buying microphones.
Yeah, but here we are. Episode 3, Southern Clique Confessions is...
I have a confession.
Hold on, Beth. We didn't even get started yet.
Fine. I'll wait.
Oh, my God. Yes, we will get to your confession shortly.
Okay.
Yeah. So, holidays.
That's what my confession is about.
We're here. Okay, well, since we're talking about, since I brought up the holidays, let's just do our confessions now because mine is kind of holiday too because I've been stressing a little bit. But Beth, you go first.
Yeah, I'm
What is
itching.
yours?
I'm itching.
Please.
Blair, Berger, Brandon Boudreaux, if you're out there, you're not getting Christmas gifts this year. I can't afford it. I can't. Okay, listen. As I get older and the more kids that my sister produces, I can't buy her gift, which my sister and brother obviously wouldn't be offended if I didn't get them a Christmas gift. But I know they're getting me something.
So you feel like
so
you have
I
to.
feel like I'm not going to be the shitty sibling. I'm already the
Right.
middle kid. So like
Right.
it can't get worse. It can, but it's not going to. I'm not going to let it. So me and my mom talked the other day, and she was like, my sister's oldest little girl is my godchild, and her youngest little girl is my brother's. She was like, y'all get, well, she didn't tell us to, but we're going to do a gift from my mom and dad all together. Me and my brother will give my godchildren gifts, and we're not doing siblings gifts because I can't afford that. And like even just buying for everybody, it's not possible this year.
Well, yeah,
me.
and like the thing too is so like in my family, we don't do sibling gifts either, and we haven't for a while. But we
lot of people
all have
don't.
children, like all of us except Dre, of course. And we
Right.
like Dre is my godchild. On like I mean he's everybody's child really in my family, but he is my godchild. So everybody gets Dre something for Christmas, of course.
He's the baby too. So.
Yeah, and I mean, but we stopped doing sibling gifts a long time ago. But here's the loophole and the kicker. So we do godparent gifts, okay?
That's-
I've
yeah.
always done that.
But I might as well just buy for all my siblings.
I'm about to say like you get
Evie
your-
is Lily's. I mean,
That's what my
Evie is
sister
Lola's
does.
nanny, and Alex is Lily's nanny. I'm Audrey's nanny, and now my sister has Aubrey back, and Aubrey is my godchild, unofficially, officially, whatever. So like now, where my sister was only having to buy for Alex, now she has to buy for me and Alex.
Right.
So, but like Alex buys just for me because Evie is not the godparent to any of her children. I'm Audrey's godmother, and Dre is Asher's parent. So we're still buying gifts
for
for our
siblings.
siblings, and I'm like, I'm fine with not doing that.
My sister does that. She like last year she got me a gift certificate to go get my face done with Darian. Shout out to Darian, Skin with Darian. And it was $100 from Leah,
Right.
which I understand, but like I'm it's not necessary,
No, I
especially
know.
because I'm gonna feel bad if I don't get
Yeah.
anybody anything. But it makes things so much easier. Like we open the gifts with the kids, and then we can eat and just chill instead of sitting there all opening gifts.
Yeah, and maybe look, I mean, this economy has been crazy the last probably 12 to 18 months. I mean, I see it even with like wedding bookings and the lack of, and I've talked to a lot of photographers about that too. But I think Christmas for everybody is going to be a little bit different. I mean, I hope not too different because it's Christmas.
Christmas,
And some
the
people
old-
can
like,
catch a break
yeah.
or, you know, companies give Christmas bonuses or whatever. But it's hard. This year is probably like,
Definitely.
everything is expensive. Like there's not something that isn't expensive.
Right.
Like school lunch, you know, we spend
yeah,
a
we
ton
were
of money
talking
just
about
on
that the
school
other day.
lunch. Like groceries, everything is just crazy expensive.
Right.
So, I mean, I think you have a valid confession this week.
I think so too.
I think it's valid.
I think my presence is enough to be everybody's presence.
Honestly, you're
There's
speaking
that,
the truth
too.
on that. Yeah. I mean, I'm here,
Yeah.
I'm here.
What more could you want?
literally.
I'm giving you hugs. Want something
Yeah.
else?
I showed up. I literally showed
On
up.
time, which is an extra gift.
We haven't made it there yet, so on time might be questionable.
Oh, well. I don't know.
I show up except that one year. I didn't go. That's a different story, though. I don't
Yeah,
think I don't think I'll
thinking
be
about that.
confessing that story on this podcast.
I'm pretty good about being on time for stuff, like
We
just
want
in
all
general.
the nitty gritty confessions.
No, you
so
don't.
If y'all
Not
have
this
some
one.
for us, send them in.
Oh yeah,
DM.
we want something juicy.
Yeah,
this
like if
week.
y'all have a confession like about the holidays.
Yeah, and it can be
Send it
anonymous
to
too.
us.
It can be if you want to be
Yeah,
anonymous.
we're not gonna blast anybody
Just
on here.
put it at the top. Say I want to be anonymous or anon, please. Like they do in
Anon.
Go Naked, that group on
Yeah.
Facebook.
We come from all different walks of life. We've all been through so many different things.
Team Timeout. That group
Is something serious. Go Naked. Are you in
Yes.
it?
No, I don't
on
know.
Facebook
Oh my goodness, it's a big group of like thousands of women, just women
from everywhere.
Well, it's based in Louisiana. It was just South Louisiana because I got in that group before it blew up, and like almost a year ago. And they got some new moderators, and now they're like really getting into the nitty gritty and actually making it a business. But women go on there and post anonymously, like just things that are going on, kind of like what we want to do with this.
Just on, I don't know if you want to invite life advice.
No, not
from
advice,
us,
but
because
like if you just want our opinion, because we can give you that.
yeah,
Send us some questions.
yeah,
Or, like give us a
like
little story
something-
time.
Like
We can do "Am I the Asshole" stories. You know, like the Reddit stories. People are like, "Am I the asshole?" And then they tell the story, and at the end they're like, "So
yeah,
am
I'm
I the
brutally
asshole?"
honest. I'll tell you if you're the asshole.
True.
It's
I'm
a very
brutally honest.
opinionated show. We've
Yeah.
already stated that. So
Yeah.
Right.
we got all the opinions, good
Yeah,
and bad.
Too many opinions.
Way too many.
My confession this week is also holiday centered, but it's a little probably, what do I call it? Maybe surface level or like vain, maybe. I don't know. But I spent the good part of 2023 like working on myself physically a little bit. Like I lost some weight. I'm trying to like develop some healthy habits, whatnot. Like I just trying to get to a point where like I feel comfortable in my own skin again. And I feel like I've reached that point. But as the holidays are like right at our door, I'm very, very nervous about, okay, don't overindulge. And this is going to come off probably me sounding like I have some sort of crazy eating disorder, which I don't. Like I feel like I have a relatively healthy relationship with food. But it just kind of, it's an added stressor for me. Like, oh my God, we're going to Thanksgiving. We're going to 2 Thanksgivings. Like, I need to eat. I need to make sure I eat well balanced, or having the willpower to say no to some of my favorite things,
Especially
or
with
only having a
blended
little bit.
families.
Yeah, and
Yes.
desserts and-
yes. And I mean, at Thanksgiving, there's like 30-something people at my grandparents' for Thanksgiving because I'm blessed at 37 to still have grandparents that are still alive.
Right. That's awesome.
So we all go to my grandparents, and there's so much food. So much food. And I'm going to enjoy it,
Yeah, you
And I
can't.
will.
but I'm going to also pay for it on my hips. So I'm like just a little stressed about that.
My confession is something similar to that. Is mainly just like throughout this year, I think I gained like 30 pounds, and I've always been like the smallest in my family. I hate to say it that way, but like it's like taking a toll. Like I'm just so exhausted.
How old are you?
33.
Okay, so you're approaching 35. Your body is changing. I mean, I'm not a doctor,
You know what
obviously,
else?
but I am a 37-year-old woman. So
Right. I learned, my holistic doctor told me the other day that your body, when you lose a lot of weight, I lost 30 pounds. I had thyroid
I
problems.
found them. The 30 pounds you lost.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? You have thyroid problems? You should get that checked.
found your thyroid. No, she found your weight.
I found out I have hypothyroidism. I gained almost 40 pounds within 8 months. My doctor told me that your body recognizes the weight that you're at, and when you lose a lot of weight, my body's not going to be used to that weight, and it takes almost 2 to 3 years for your body to get used to the weight that you're at.
So it wants to go back.
It wants to go back. So she told me during the holidays I need to be very careful and conscious about what I'm eating because my body's remembering. Well, also she said you had thyroid problems, so that's a little different. But you can still gain, like you can gain weight back because your body's gonna want to go back up all the
where
way
it's
where
comfortable.
It's at. Right.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Interesting.
So-
and look, like while we're talking about the holidays and like how we feel about our bodies or whatever, think about. I mean, this ties to our brides.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know a bride that's not on some kind of diet or fitness plan or watching what they eat or kind of like monitoring their calorie intake because they have to fit into their wedding dress.
Yeah.
Or I mean, let's be honest, guys. Like that is the day that you want to look and feel your best.
Yeah.
You had a couple that you did
Yes.
engagements for, and they actually said, you know what? We want a better, healthier life, and
They collectively, I think, lost about over 50
That's
pounds, and I did
awesome.
another little engagement shoot for them, and they did it together,
Oh, I love
It was
that.
nice,
I know.
like-
I remember seeing that.
and they looked great. So yeah, with the holidays coming and, which is kind of like right before wedding season. Because there's probably a lot of people out there feeling exactly how we're feeling. I don't feel like we're alone in this as females.
Oh, no.
As females and just people in general around this time of the year, kind of like, oh God, here we go. Here comes the holidays. Let me gain 12 pounds.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Mine too, because you get all cute in the kitchen and you eat all the good foods.
Right.
And you
then
really don't
take
go
the
anywhere.
Best naps after.
Yes.
I get like totally like, so my family, love my family, my dad's side. But we're all so different that I can only handle them for so long. And this year, we don't always get together for holidays from my mom's side, but this year we're getting together at my aunt's house. So I'm going to split my time wisely.
Yeah. Should. You should do that.
Love my family to death. But I know that they can only handle me for so long, too. So I'm not offended. I don't feel bad saying that.
Yeah. No, that feeling might be mutual, right?
It's definitely mutual. Shout out to Shells. That's my nanny.
No, but I mean, and brides are that too. But we're also at a very fun time in the year. We're in engagement season.
Love engagement season.
Like,
my dream right now is to catch an engagement on video. I want someone to message me about getting.
okay, so here we go.
we
If
go.
anybody, any of you guys or any of you ladies listening, have a friend
I'll do it for half off.
that's about to get engaged, tell them to call Beth. She'll help plan a proposal. She'll video it, and you'll have it forever and ever.
First person to message me will get it half off.
There you go. She said it here, so it must
First
be
two
true.
people. First two people, because I want to get two of them.
So this is engagement, like primetime engagement season. Thanksgiving to New Year's is engagement season. And so since we're about to be in the thick of engagement season, I thought it would be a great time to start kind of talking about what's hot and what's not with weddings. Like
it.
what's going on in the wedding industry right now, what are brides doing, what are brides not doing anymore. So
Thank
yeah.
God for
So we got a confession from one of our past brides about her floral arrangements. And she got married.
January 2021.
Okay, so how many?
I was in the wedding.
2 years ago, so almost 3 years. She got married almost 3 years ago. And she had a thing for pampas grass. And in some of her florals at her wedding, and I think they were not in y'all bouquets. They were in like the center pieces.
You know what else she did? Our bouquets were just greenery, and we held them like
I remember
this. It was
that.
beautiful.
It was
I'd never
really pretty.
seen that before. It was just a bunch of greenery, and we kind of held them like this in our arms. It was so pretty.
It was really pretty. But her wedding was the first wedding I had seen with pampas in the florals.
She had some in her bouquet, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe one or-
Maybe. Like she might have had a couple. I mean, her bouquet was massive, but she definitely had them throughout the reception hall. And she was the first person I saw with it there. And it kind of lived a very short life.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
kind of like in the Facebook groups that I'm in, I've seen a lot of people like looking for pampas grass, or they had like pampas walls. Now I feel like it's a very, very specific type of wedding, like the boho chic
Yes.
are the weddings that have the pampas grass, but I didn't see that trend explode throughout all weddings. Like I only see it in like those boho chic weddings. I
Right.
haven't really seen
And
it
that
in an
wasn't-
elegant
Right.
wedding like that wedding was. So
Yeah. And it was beautiful, but it's a dying trend now.
yes, I think it is.
yeah.
I think it is. I think that is. Okay, so let's talk about what's going out. I think pampas has lived its very short life, and I think
Yes.
it's going to fizzle out. I think the heavy rustic burlap mason jars, tree trunk bases for
Yes.
centerpieces, I think that's done. That's
Yeah.
gone. Unless you are of that type of style. Like if you're getting married in a barn, or if
In the woods.
or if you like love horses and ride horses, if you're like if you're a cowboy, like if that is the type of person you are, then it makes sense. But for years we had girls who had probably never even stepped in a stable.
Yeah.
And they had tree trunks and mason jars and burlap
Yeah.
and lace, and
That
it
was
was
a
just
big-
It looks like
it was
it's
big.
more of I feel like that's more of an engagement party type of theme, like the rustic. Like I wouldn't do that for my whole wedding.
But even I think at engagement, like I think that whole
Full
theme
thing
is just dying.
Yeah,
think
I would
it's just
never
dying.
do it, but like I would do that before I would have that at my wedding.
No, I think that's dying.
was a
I think-
No hate to
thing,
anyone
but-
that's done it.
No,
but like,
I just
because
it's
some
not-
like it's really pretty. It
is. It can make a beautiful show,
Right.
but it's not something that everyone is doing anymore.
Right.
Like for a while,
Super popular.
every wedding we went to had the tree trunk centerpieces. Every wedding we went to had some touch of burlap and lace. Every wedding we went to had, a mason jar somewhere, or it was some kind of like very. I'm gonna tell you, when the farmhouse chic was in, so was all of that.
Right.
Like everybody had a rustic looking house with the shiplap and everything, and like the wedding trend kind of went with it. Speaking of lace, the lace wedding dress is out. The lace straight cut. I'm not a dress designer. I don't work in a bridal shop. I don't want to say maybe A-line. I don't know.
Yeah.
But those lace dresses, that's out. No, now I'm seeing like the crepe material, silk.
satin. Very simple.
Simple,
Yeah.
simple. I'm not seeing really busy dresses
Not
anymore.
seeing the big poofy dresses
Not
anymore either.
big.
Which kind
ball
of makes me
gown.
sad. Because not even just the big poofy. I could do without, but like, I love when people's dresses have a little bit of character. You know?
Yes.
So sometimes no hate, like that's just my preference. Like I know my wedding dress is not going to be simple, as far as design, like fabric.
Well, I
and-
want mine to be blush. I don't even want a white one, so mine.
Right, that's what I'm
mine
saying.
might be simple, but it's going to be different than what most people are
I don't
used
want to
to.
walk in and it look like I'm wearing something that I would normally wear to a wedding as a guest, just
Right.
in white.
Right.
You know?
No,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing dresses being toned down. It's rare. It's rare. Probably ever since I started doing weddings. It's very rare that I've seen like the big ball gown wedding dresses.
Yeah.
And it's always a nice treat when I get one because I'm like, oh my God, there's so much dress I could work with. I'm seeing a lot. The dresses are toned down. And the bridesmaids' dresses.
That's another thing we
What?
need to get on the subject of. I find the trend of bridesmaids wearing different colors and designs is out.
Yes.
Maybe the straps and stuff being different, but all the same color. I don't notice
did come
anyone
in and go out
Yeah,
pretty
I don't notice
Yeah.
any, and it can be really pretty if you have the right color scheme.
Yeah. So I did a wedding in 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in February. It was the same color, but the dresses were different. Like some girls, and it was beautiful, like beautiful. Some girls had velvet, some girls had chiffon, some girls had satin.
That's fine. I love that.
That was gorgeous. And like I wish that would be like on trend because those pictures were rich. Like they looked fabulous. Oh, you know what else is in? And I don't know if COVID had anything to do with this, which probably, but like micro weddings and elopements. People
I was
are
about to say
not-
that people are going away to get married now.
We're not even going away. They're just doing it in the backyard, or they're just like, you know what?
Because shit's expensive.
It's expensive, and I think like
It's
so
intimate.
many people, especially in like where we are from, South Louisiana, it's like you're having a wedding. It's got to be huge. It's got to be like the
big
day.
party. And
Yes.
Not everybody's into that.
Well, I think COVID kind of like, just like with having babies. So like, there's so many COVID babies. Your sister had a COVID baby. I had a cousin I had 2 cousins that had COVID babies, and some of it was their first birthing experience, right? They
Right.
were like, oh my God, it was the best thing ever. And so like they're having babies now, and they're like, it's fine if y'all don't all come to the hospital. Our first one, we didn't have anybody. So
That was
like even
3
if we have 2 people
Yeah.
here, it doesn't matter. Like, and so I think what's happening with post-COVID is some of these girls who have maybe an older sibling who got married during COVID, or a best friend, or they were in a wedding during COVID. They were like, my friend had a wedding with 50 people at it, and it was still gorgeous. She had everything she wanted, and it was way less expensive because she had to only feed and entertain 50 people
Right.
rather than 500. Yeah, so smaller gatherings are definitely
On the way up.
on the trend right now. Another big thing is
Which, can I say, I love the intimate, smaller, even just the 15-minute justice of the peace. Because it's so much, I feel like you can enjoy your ceremony more Instead of being in the church for not knocking the church, because I'll probably end up getting married in a church, but just recently that was something my mom mentioned to me. She was like, if you want something a little faster and you'd rather just get married at the same place you're gonna have your reception, like, we're not gonna be upset. Because you're spending all that money on a reception that you only get to enjoy for 4 hours, maybe 4 hours, depending on how far you have to travel, 3 at the most, the least.
And it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Bride time and real time are two very different times.
Receptions are also ending a lot earlier nowadays, 10, 11 o'clock.
Because it costs more to rent the hall. So they're getting them for shorter times. I think, too, like, people just look at weddings differently now. Like, COVID has changed the way that so many people look at life and look at, like, things just in general. I think COVID had a lot to do with a lot of that. But some of the things that I'm seeing kind of work their way in, and I saw it at Alexis's wedding, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see it at Emily's. I don't know if she has one or not. But Alexis had that pretty sash on her bouquet.
Flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was so pretty. I hadn't seen that before.
It's kind of funny how, like, house trends kind of infiltrate into wedding trends, because the house trend is the wreath with the sash on
the little
wreath.
embroidered sash, which I actually just inquired. My cousin's girlfriend does that. I want to get a little sugarcane grinding season sash. She just put some on Facebook.
Yes.
With the initial on the other side. So cute.
Yes. That is a 2024 trend. I think that's going to be big and popular. Guest books, like the typical guest book is changing.
They're doing the audio guest books where you pick up the old phone and you can leave a message. I love that. I think that's what I think that's what I'm going to do, because I love. You can always keep a book with people's signatures on them, but I love to hear, like, especially if someone passes away I hate to think of it like that, but, like, my grandparents are getting older. If my grandma left me a voice message, I would listen to that for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Pictures. It's not a guest book anymore. It's the engagement picture or something that they're all signing.
A paint, like a portrait of the church where they got married.
Oh, yeah.
Annalise Alamo does that.
Yes.
She does that. And I've also made, like, picture books with, like, engagement photos, and people sign the book. But they're also doing, like, going back to the audio thing, they're also doing, like, a photo, like a video, not just a call, but they're doing, like, a video guest book.
Oh, love
which
that.
is cool, too.
I would
like,
totally do that.
It's almost like a selfie studio, like a photo
I've
booth,
seen
and
it.
they stand and they just, like,
super cool.
Wish you the best, blah, 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 whatever. They give their best wishes, and it's like a video deal.
Bouncing off of the painting, the wedding paint, I feel like that's a dying trend too. I just don't feel it was super popular in 2019 is what I'm getting at. It was
everybody had.
Everyone had one. Like, my sister had one. That was actually something that my aunts got her as her wedding gift.
Yes.
Which is a great idea.
You know what?
Super smart.
On the flip side of that, you know what I am seeing? It's live painting, but it's somebody is doing the guest. Like a couple will go stand and somebody live paints that couple standing there. So it's live paintings of the guest. And it's like on a little 6x6 canvas.
Cute.
And they could take it away, which is a really good idea. Instead of spending so much money on favors, and, like, we're about to talk about all of that, but that's a good favor and a keepsake and a memento from that
People
night.
actually will keep.
Yes. Instead of, like, a bag of chocolates or something.
Some little mints.
Yeah, some
bubbles.
mints.
A koozie.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a dying trend too.
I don't see that many
I don't
koozies
see the
either.
koozies anymore.
Oh, I still see so many koozies.
I see a lot of cups with the actual,
Yeah, I like the
like,
cup.
The styrofoam
Alexis had,
cup?
or a plastic cup.
plastic cup,
Plastic
yeah.
cups.
Plastic
You
or
can reuse them.
styrofoam. So, like, that's some of the, like, decor things that you'll probably see in photo type trends now. One up and coming trend, and it's probably going to happen in, like, California, New York, places like that before it ever makes its way down here, because we're the last one to do anything.
Definitely.
Like,
we
Louisiana
stay true
is
to our
the last.
traditions.
Yes, we're the last to do anything, but I think wedding content creating.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hashtag is going to be replaced by wedding content creating, because you have TikTok, you have all these different social media platforms, and everybody, let's be honest here, everybody's trying to be TikTok famous. Everybody is trying to turn TikTok into a side hustle. I don't care who you are. Everybody is posting something on TikTok in hopes to hit millions of views and get monetary, receive money off of that post. Every single person on TikTok is trying to make money
Speaking
off
of TikTok, maybe we'll have some Southern Clique Confession bloopers on there.
Oh, we definitely will.
Probably, because there's so many to choose from.
On
There's
that.
so many to choose from. But, like, I think everybody kind of wants something featured, and they can have.
Yeah, it's
that.
not even. It's really not even. I don't look at content creators coming and filming your wedding and doing different things as just for you to post. It's nice to wake up the next morning and look at all the footage from your wedding that you didn't see.
Yeah, and you don't
That's
have to
another-
wait 6 weeks
right.
for it from your
It's
videographer, your
within
photographer.
a lot of them are doing like you'll have your everything within 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's like the contract that
Yeah.
they're going with, which is awesome because
Awesome.
a lot of people are like, I don't even remember when we did this, who did it, why they did it without when I wasn't there. Bride and groom speaking. So like
Yeah.
it's nice to wake up the next morning with a whole folder of
Yeah,
my
and it's
wedding
just
day.
not
Yeah.
realistic for photographers. We
No.
just take way too many pictures, have to
No.
edit way
Yeah.
too many pictures for you to get that in 24
Yeah,
hours.
and that's another thing too with the videos. I sit down and I like the day after wedding, I will upload everything to my computer. That's it. I might sift through footage just to see what I don't need, but I'm not touching it until a day or two after.
Yeah.
Just because
It's
Decompress.
like, yeah, you need a minute. No, I get it.
Decompress, yeah.
So I think content creating is going to be heavy in 2024. It might be something we might offer one day. Who knows?
maybe
Who knows?
if you're lucky.
I think the photo booths, and I'm not just saying this because I have a relationship with the photo booth. Shout out to the Selfie Studio. If you're
Selfie
looking for a
Studio
photo
plug.
booth.
Shout out Miss
You're
Emily
looking-
Couch.
That's right. If you're looking for a photo booth, give Emily a shout on Facebook or Instagram. She has some great packages. But I think that's here to stay because there's so much fun.
It
Like
is.
everybody at a wedding loves them.
I love when they do like the black and white photos. Oh, those are to die for.
Yeah, everybody loves a good photo booth.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's always, every wedding I go to, no matter what type of photo booth there is, there's always a line at the photo booth at a wedding.
I know.
Yeah.
The
Always.
last 2 weddings I didn't have photo booths, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to go in it.
Well, let's
Yeah.
face it, the wedding day is based around mainly the bride and the groom.
Right.
So that's your chance to get your pictures or whatever else that you might not get
Yeah.
Right.
at any other time.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but bouncing off of going back to, I know this is totally jumping
No,
completely back to the beginning.
That's what we do.
We were talking about, the holiday season and gaining weight, but I would be shocked if I didn't gain at least 10 pounds back up until January, not because of the holidays, but because of all the weddings I have to do and the food that I'm gonna eat.
Oh,
It's
yes. I
insane.
live for wedding food.
The food at weddings hits completely differently. I don't care what
Yes.
anybody says. It doesn't matter what you have.
Yes.
What
Wedding food is always on
yeah,
trend.
and
And
Always.
it's in our
It's-
contract.
yes,
Yes.
that's what I was about to say.
Feed
Thank
me.
goodness we have in our contract that we get at least
we take
30
a 30
minutes?
minute break. We take a 30-minute break.
And we get
I-
all the food.
So I've noticed a lot of people also doing which is really cool. I would love to do this, but I don't know if they really offer that around here.
What?
People are getting food trucks to go
I
outside.
love a good food
Me
truck.
too, like tacos and stuff to go sit outside their venue. So when people are leaving, they can stop and get food. Or even if they just want to go outside and get something towards the end, on their way out, they can get food and leave, which is
I
really
love a good
cool.
food.
I
I like
saw
that.
another girl, she got married in New Orleans last year. She went and ordered Taco Bell to be delivered to her reception, and
That's
everyone
cool.
ate Taco Bell. And there's pictures of her and her and her husband eating Taco Bell on the dance floor, like eating tacos. It's so cool.
That's cute. That's
so
super
cute.
Yeah. And then the mobile bars.
That too.
That's
That's cool.
kind of coming up. The
Yeah.
mobile bars are on trend. And
People
then,
are also doing like drinks based off of their pets.
yes.
They'll do the pictures with the pets
I
and their
love
drink that goes with them.
that.
I love
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, and then I really think that brides are going for that wow moment.
Yes.
Like a grand floral display or this fabulous cake that nobody else has seen
It's
before.
always a
It's like
constant-
always one, like I feel like brides are now looking, instead of walking into this elaborate thing or everything being so plain and simple, you might have everything kind of plain and simple and then there's just one wow factor.
Right.
Whether it be like a mobile bar or the food truck, like that would be a wow moment. Or you walk in and you have this grand display, like grand floral display, but everything else is kind of simple at the tables. I kind of feel like that's kind of happening too. So we talked about things that are in, like, and all of that. What are some trends that you wish would die?
Well, I stated it previously, the entry dance.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You still on that?
Yeah.
Bring them out. Bring 'em out.
What was
I
that,
just-
episode 1?
Yeah. I
Oh
think
my
so.
God, yeah. Shout out,
still on it?
no shout out to Bring 'em Out. We've shouted you out enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just, and then the awkwardness of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that really bothers me. put on a smile. Just do it.
It's your
Just
day.
let the
You
day
paid for it.
happen. Just let the day happen.
Right. And I know people are always like, I'm paying you to do it, so I don't
we
care.
can't
Whatever.
make you smile.
I can't give you good footage and post
Right.
good footage if you don't give me that. You know.
Yep.
So that's one thing that.
We like happy bride. Happy
Photography
brides
and
are on trend.
videography is all fun and games, but we aren't miracle workers.
Right. I can't fake.
No,
I can't.
some people think we are.
I can't
yeah.
Photoshop
There's a
a video.
lot that goes into photography. I remember one wedding, everybody's like, just take the picture. And I was like, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You just
Wish I
added-
could.
You just
I would've
added
already.
30 people to the picture, then the flash. You got to make sure my flash
Yeah.
is this way. You got to make sure my f-stop.
We got to get
Yeah.
it right. We got to get it right.
I also wish the groomsmen would perk up a little bit. You know, like I know they're all ready to just get to the reception and drink, but like
I've never had one where the groomsmen weren't perked.
She's saying like
they just
more
don't want to do anything.
enthusiastic to take
They,
pictures.
yeah, they don't want to.
yeah.
They don't want to
That's
do this. They don't
never.
want to do that. You know what I did actually for Natalie's wedding a few weeks ago? I had all the groomsmen. They got ready at my mom's house, so it was super easy. I was like, listen, I didn't get any footage of y'all because y'all got ready somewhere else. All I want is for y'all to stand in a line and walk. They were like, can we wear our sunglasses? Yeah, sure, I don't care. Can we hold our beer? Go for it, I don't care. Because that to me for a video gives it more character. And it's them. They're being themselves, you know?
Right, right.
So I didn't, that's all.
And
and
it's a
I got my
task
shot.
just to take the beer away.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing. I know I've told you this before, and I know you've heard me do it. But I kind of have like an introduction when I get to the grooms, wherever they're getting ready at. When I get to the groomsmen, I say, okay, hey, my name's Kaylee. I'm taking y'all pictures this afternoon. And I always say, we can do this one of two ways. We can do this my way or your way. My way is you follow my directions, you listen to what I say, and I'm going to be out of here in 20
Snap,
minutes.
step, done.
You do it your way, and you keep resisting, and you don't do what I ask you to do, and you don't follow my directions, I'll be here for an hour. And every single one, let's do it your way. And I really don't have any trouble. Now, there's always one.
There's always
always that one.
There's always
You gotta call them
one.
out multiple times.
But I call them out.
We had a wedding that we did together, and the times got messed up because too many different people.
Too many
that were
cooks in the wedding kitchen.
Yes, we're trying to tell us both what to do, but didn't give us the same times, and I ended up somewhere an hour early and didn't get paid for it.
Right.
I was kind of told differently.
By the people not paying you,
Right.
nor paying me.
And she scolded me. She was like, "Don't do that again."
Oh, Kaylee runs
or
the
get
show.
your
Period.
money for it.
Period.
Yeah.
When I usually second shoot, and when I second shoot, I do the grooms, and so they're like playful, and I'm like, okay, great, this is awesome, because Kaylee goes in there and she's like, attention, and if everybody ain't saying it straight up and center focus, Kaylee's gonna sit there and she gonna grab you and say, come on.
My job is to not make everyone at the wedding happy.
Kaylee-
My job is to make the bride and groom happy,
but
and that's all I care
Kaylee's
about.
more of a wedding. I don't even want to call you a coordinator. You're just a drill sergeant when it comes to that day. She will make
Some
sure
people would
everything
say
is
I'm a
on
bitch.
time.
She makes the day happen. You don't
Correct.
miss a shot. You get everything you paid for.
And
if it wasn't
surprisingly,
for her-
I do miss a shot every now and then. Like
That's
I'll
okay.
go back through my list and I'm like, shit, I missed that, or shit, I didn't get that, or it's always one like odd one.
Yeah.
Them groomsmen, man.
Kaylee gets called the bossy one often.
Yes.
Yes, I'm bossy.
and
Very
although they
bossy.
call her bossy, they still love her the next day.
But that's why, I mean, and we'll get into that, but bossy wedding photographers are on trend. Let me just say. No, but
You ain't
like,
getting that from me. I'm just in the back.
yeah, but you have the luxury of being number two, where we don't. Like, regardless if you're shooting with us or with another photographer, because you have the freedom to do so, just like we work with different videographers. Videographers take point from us.
Right, it's true.
You take point from the photographer.
I always
There's-
dance off of the photographer.
Yes, like let them do their thing, whatever, do what you got to do. You equally need to get footage, but she's got to get it in still. So they have to kind of run point and get the pose and the things, because that photographer has to get it in still image where you can get all the movement and all of the other things.
Yeah.
So like they kind of run point.
I always think that I'm not trying to say that a videographer isn't as important as a
Right.
photographer.
One doesn't trump the other
but
in importance.
it's way easier for a videographer to move around. Like I place myself around the photographer because a picture's a picture. That's different. And once you get it, you're out the way. So let me
Right.
just let you go where you need to go, and
Right.
I could situate myself, because no matter where I'm at, I'm gonna get the same video and the same sound.
Yep.
So
Oh, we went off topic on that for a hot minute, huh?
We did.
Reel it
We'll
back
have to do
in.
we'll have to slate an episode for like all of that.
Yeah.
You know, the trend that I really wish could die, and it's never gonna not die in South Louisiana, is the money dance. I hate the money dance. We take a picture with every single person that the bride and groom dances with, because if the groom danced with old Aunt Sally and old Aunt Sally died 6 months later, there's a picture of
Right.
old Aunt Sally at that wedding,
Right.
and he'll have it forever. So we try to do that. But I just hate the money dance. And I think it's because of the time of the night it falls. Like, it hits right when we're at our burnout. Like, right at where we kind of just want the freedom to stand around and maybe visit with people we know at the reception. Or it's right at the time where we're starving and ready to eat. Or we have like an hour left and we're in the home stretch and we kind of just have the freedom just to like do detail shots or dancing shots or something like that. And it's like, oh, I got to stand in for the money dance. But I will say, I have mastered it to where I can get it done in 2 songs.
And she did.
And you know what's funny? The bride and groom really don't want to do it either.
Right.
They just like, give me my money, baby.
They really don't want to do it
Yeah,
because I'll
do
go
it,
up
like-
to them and I'm like, hey, look, I got to wait for us to finish this in 2 songs. They're like, yes, good. You look at me, say, look at the camera for a picture, spin them, and I'm going to send in the next person. I make sure that the money dance lines, I'm in between them. So I can say next, 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 because
You'll be there all night.
You'll be there all night. And I do it in 2
yeah.
songs.
And the older people like to dance longer.
And talk and kiss
Yeah.
on the, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yes. So I mastered it down to 2 songs. The bride and groom appreciate it, but it is my least favorite thing to shoot. I wish the trend would die. And
That's
it's
a
not.
more traditional trend.
It's a southern Louisiana tradition trend, just like the ring pull was. But that's
That's dead,
out.
too.
That's dead. I mean, maybe 1 in 10 we see a ring pull. And it's a very traditional wedding. Like, the wedding was in the church. Like, it's very, 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 like, the whole thing about the whole day was very traditional. And then you get to the cake and there's a ring pull in there.
You know, another thing that really annoys me is I'm not a photographer. I have a camera, but I'm videoing. And it made me think of this because you said, I like to stop and talk to people that I know. Well, when I'm shooting weddings, especially like family members, I always get that great uncle or great aunt or like somebody's mama or grandma. Can you take our picture just so you can send it to me before? Because I don't feel like waiting that long for the photographer. No.
I would just say my camera only does video.
I do, but
My camera only does
why
video.
would you act like there's a photographer here getting paid to? I'm not.
Take out your iPhone
Yeah.
12 or 8, whatever.
I'll
you
take it on
have,
your
and
phone.
take the photo.
But only take it at the appropriate time.
Yeah.
Not when the groom and bride are just getting married and you walk up, Uncle
gosh.
Henry walks up and says, hey, I want to take these pictures. And Kaylee's like,
Well, that happened to
Oh,
us.
no.
That happened to us at a wedding. All 3 of us.
It's in my
Yes.
contract.
Yeah, we were taking pictures of the couple by themselves, very intimate.
Yeah.
And the uncle walked up with his iPhone, and we were
And
like, I think Kaylee said,
told him to go
Kaylee
away.
did. Kaylee said,
and he didn't know what to do. He just
He
looked at her like,
probably
is she
thought I was the
joking?
rudest person on the planet. And again,
But the bride and groom appreciated it.
correct.
They did, yeah.
They do. Like, my client is the bride and the groom. No one else. I've had grooms, like mother of the groom. So y'all know this, for the people that don't. I ask for a formal list of family photos that the bride wants, whether it's after the ceremony, during the first look, if there is one, like at some point in the day. Give me your formal family photo list, like who are the people, and give them to me by name. I don't want Jane, Scott, mom, dad, because I'm not gonna yell Jane, Scott, mom, dad. I want James, Scott, Sally, Tim, because Sadie's just gonna yell it out. I have already told the mother of a groom. She asked for a picture because the people were in the church. She asked for a picture, and I said, that photo is not on my list. I am not taking it here. I will take it at the reception.
Because it's a time
The
crunch.
goal is to, yes.
We want to
the
get out
goal
the
is
church to the reception.
Yes, as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So, again, bossy photographers, I think, are on trend. And I am one. And I say this all the time, and I think we're going to dive into this into our next episode next week, and I really want to spend some time on it because there's so much more that needs to be thought about when a bride is looking for a photographer and a videographer, or really any vendor for their wedding day.
Right.
Because it's so much more than the one product they're actually buying.
Right.
It's everything.
Right. Like, it's more than just you're booking a caterer because they have good food.
Right.
What is the experience with that caterer? You know, you're booking a coordinator because they know all the cool people, or what is the experience with that coordinator? You're booking a photographer because you love their photos and all of your friends use them. Okay, but what will your experience be like with that photographer?
Yeah,
So
it
I
could be
think
totally
that's where we
different.
want to go next in our next episode. But sticking with this one, I think we're gonna see some more shifts in trends. I think
Definitely.
there's
There's always a yearly trend. A new year brings new trends.
Yes,
and there's
and some
always some
trends
things
stay.
that don't stick. Yeah.
and some are very short lived. I think, like I said, the pampas grass came in, and as fast as it came in, it went out.
Yeah.
I think there's a very, very specific type of bride
Yeah.
who uses that in their bouquets. I think there's a specific type of bride who is still doing rustic. It's not something that everyone is doing like before.
Yeah.
I think that you're gonna see scaled down, like lots of things are gonna be scaled down. I think weddings are gonna be smaller. I think that's gonna make our jobs a little bit harder. I think selling brides on a lot of the extra things that we do are just like an 8-hour wedding day. I think that's gonna be a little bit harder for us because I think those things are starting to go away. Unfortunately, not like money dances.
Yeah.
I think money dances
That's
will be
here.
here to stay
That's yeah. That's
forever.
gonna be here to stay.
Just
I did do one wedding where there was no
money dances and second lines.
What is that?
second
A
line.
second line? You don't know what a second line is?
You're from Louisiana.
The band.
Oh,
That goes around, like they do them in Homa. They'll do
never
them in
seen that at a
Arkansas.
wedding I've been to.
They do them in New Orleans, Baton Rouge sometimes, Homa.
I don't have that kind of
It's
money.
not as much down here, like as in New Orleans.
Like in the
and-
city weddings.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a wedding in New Orleans.
I hate a second line. I mean, they're fabulous. They really are. Like, they're
Yeah.
fun. But a second line in New Orleans in August is pure hell. It's hot.
Well, that wedding we did in May was miserable.
I'm telling you, I look like the Loch Ness Monster at that wedding.
Yeah.
It was bad. I was so cute.
Not
when I
yeah,
got
you did,
there.
but like felt that.
I was so cute when I got there, and then like as the day just went on, I got more Loch Nessy.
It was that one room with that one vent.
Yes.
Thank God for that room.
That I stood on, pulled myself off from the bottom up. Well, that is it for us on wedding trends today.
How you like that?
Send in some more of those confessions. We'd love to hear
I
it.
know. I love when they pop up. Like if I'm on my phone
I
and somebody
know.
sends me something, I'm like, oh, gotta look at that.
I know.
And
Like,
I screenshot and send in the group message.
Yes, if you
Yes.
have,
Hey, we
like-
got one.
if you have like a horror wedding story or a happy wedding story from your wedding day,
If you have a horrible day and just want to talk about it.
or if you know, or if you want to ask us, hey, I'm thinking about doing this at my wedding. Do you see brides doing it now? Like, send it in. We'll
We'll dissect it.
we'll dissect it. We'll
Or
give you
any.
a
It
shout
doesn't
out.
even have to be about your wedding. We say this every episode, but send
Yeah.
us anything if you want to just
Yeah.
say hey.
Give us the tea. All right, folks. What else? Episode 3.
Woohoo!
I think we're getting the hang of this now.
I think
I know it's not too bad.
No, I think we good.
Yeah.
See y'all next time.
We'll
All
see
right.
y'all next week.
Talk
On
to y'all
Southern
next week.
Confessions.
Peace.